Hello, friends. What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and the life you truly want is how you think? Not your background, not your past, not even your talent, just your mindset. In this summary, we're breaking down the powerful lessons from Mindset by Carol Dweck, a book that has changed millions of lives by revealing the simple but profound difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. If you've ever felt stuck, doubted yourself, or wondered why some people rise above every challenge, they're not lucky. They just train their minds to grow. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do the same. So stay with me, because what you're about to hear could genuinely shift your entire future. And if you're ready to grow into your best self, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's start this journey together. Your mindset is your superpower. Let's unlock it. Chapter 1. The Mindsets. This chapter introduces two powerful belief systems that shape how people view themselves and their potential. Fixed mindset, belief that abilities, intelligence, and talents are static. You're either smart or you're not, and effort means you're not good enough. Growth mindset, belief that abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. The turning point in the research came when children were given hard puzzles. Some kids saw failure as something exciting, saying things like, "I love a challenge." These kids didn't see mistakes as proof of inadequacy, but as an opportunity to grow. They had a growth mindset. Others gave up quickly or felt discouraged, revealing a fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset constantly seek validation. They fear looking dumb and often avoid challenges that might expose their weaknesses. In contrast, those with a growth mindset see effort and struggle as part of the learning process. They tend to achieve more over time because they don't give up easily. Real-life examples show that many high achievers, like Darwin, Ben Hogan, and Geraldine Page, weren't naturally brilliant but improved through deliberate practice and persistence. Success for them wasn't about talent, but about effort over time. The chapter closes with a reminder. You're not stuck with one mindset. You can change how you think about your abilities and choose a more empowering belief system. Takeaway points. 1. Your mindset affects how you respond to failure, either as a dead end, fixed, or a learning opportunity, growth. 2. Believing you can grow leads to resilience, deeper learning, and long-term success. Chapter 2. Inside the Mindsets. This chapter goes deeper into how fixed and growth mindsets shape our daily lives. In a fixed mindset, people try to prove their worth by always being right or successful. In contrast, those with a growth mindset focus on improving and stretching themselves, even if it means failing sometimes. A vivid example is about 4-year-olds offered a choice between easy and hard puzzles. Kids with a fixed mindset chose the easy ones. They didn't want to risk failure. Growth mindset kids chose the harder puzzles, saying, "Why would anyone want to do the same puzzle twice?" The chapter also touches on how mindsets affect relationships, learning styles, and self-esteem. People in a fixed mindset tend to judge themselves harshly and avoid feedback, while those in a growth mindset use feedback to grow. The key message? Mindset changes the way we experience success, failure, effort, and self-worth. It's not just what happens to us, but how we interpret those experiences that shape our future. Takeaway points. Embrace effort and feedback. They're signs of growth, not weakness. Failure doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Chapter 3. The Truth About Ability and Accomplishment. This chapter tackles a popular myth that success is the result of raw talent or genius. It argues instead that ability is developed, not predetermined. The idea that some people are just born great is misleading and discouraging. Take Thomas Edison. Most people imagine him as a lone genius, but he worked with a team of 30 assistants in a corporate lab, running countless experiments before success. Mozart, often labeled a child prodigy, practiced relentlessly from an early age under the intense guidance of his father. These stories show effort, not innate brilliance, was the secret ingredient. Another compelling example is Marva Collins, an educator who treated every child as capable of excellence. In her classroom, slow learners read Shakespeare and discussed philosophy. not because they were exceptional, but because someone believed in their potential. The chapter warns against the trap of labeling kids as smart too soon. Praise focused on ability can backfire, creating anxiety and fear of challenge. Instead, praise effort, strategy, and perseverance. Takeaway points. Talent opens the door, but effort and mindset drive you through it. Shift your praise from "you're smart" to "you worked hard and improved." Chapter 4. Sports. The mindset of a champion. In sports, the myth of the natural athlete is everywhere. This chapter argues that what truly separates champions is not talent alone, but mindset. Billy Beane, a high school sports star, was expected to be the next big thing, but he had a fixed mindset. When things got tough, he crumbled. He believed needing effort meant he lacked true talent. He never reached his full potential as a player. Contrast that with Lenny Dykstra, Beane's teammate. Dykstra wasn't as naturally gifted, but he was relentlessly confident and coachable. He failed often, but used each setback to get better. His growth mindset helped him surpass expectations. The chapter also highlights Michael Jordan, known for being cut from his high school team. He didn't see it as a verdict on his ability, but as motivation to train harder. The result? Legendary success. Takeaway points. Champions thrive on challenge. They use setbacks as fuel, not as a stop sign. Talent is overrated. Mindset and grit are what sustain long-term excellence. Chapter 5. Business, Mindset, and Leadership. This chapter explores how mindset shapes corporate culture and leadership styles. Fixed mindset leaders are focused on proving they're superior. They avoid feedback, fear competition, and surround themselves with yes people. Enron is the prime example. The company was obsessed with hiring naturals, people seen as born talent. But this backfired. These employees avoided risk, rejected feedback, and couldn't adapt. The company collapsed. By contrast, Alan Wurtzel, former CEO of Circuit City, had a growth mindset. He encouraged learning, hired for potential, and built a culture of continuous improvement. He turned a struggling business into one of the most successful companies in America. A powerful study of MBA students found that those given a growth mindset outperformed others on a simulated management task. They learned from mistakes, refined strategies, and became better leaders. Takeaway points. Great leaders create a culture of growth, not ego. Hire for attitude and potential, not just credentials. Chapter 6. Relationships. Mindsets in love or not. Mindsets affect how we love, argue, heal, and grow with others. In a fixed mindset, people believe personalities are fixed. They expect relationships to be perfect from the start. And if problems arise, they assume it's a sign of doom. The book shares the story of people who experienced painful breakups. Those with a fixed mindset saw rejection as proof they were unlovable. They blamed themselves or their partners and got stuck in bitterness. Meanwhile, those with a growth mindset saw breakups as painful, but also as a chance to reflect, grow, and move forward. Another issue is how people with fixed mindsets often personalize conflict. If something goes wrong, they see it as a personal failure or flaw in their partner. Growth mindset individuals, however, treat relationships as evolving. They believe love can grow through effort, communication, and mutual development. Takeaway points. Relationships grow through work, communication, and shared growth. Rejection or conflict doesn't define you. It can teach you. Chapter 7. Parents, Teachers, and Coaches. Where do mindsets come from? This chapter dives into how parents, teachers, and coaches influence the development of mindsets, often unintentionally. Every message, gesture, or piece of feedback from an adult sends a signal to a child. Are you judging me or helping me grow? Many adults, despite good intentions, accidentally foster a fixed mindset in children. For example, praising a child with "you're so smart" may seem encouraging, but it makes the child afraid of failure. They start to think that messing up means they aren't smart anymore. A more helpful approach would be to say, "You really worked hard on that," or "your strategy was clever." That kind of feedback encourages a growth mindset. A memorable story shared is about a boy named Bruce. On his first day of kindergarten, he asked if he had to paint pretty pictures. The teacher reassured him, saying he could paint mean pictures too if he wanted. This told Bruce that his worth wasn't based on talent or perfection. That small moment gave him permission to be himself and to grow. Famous figures are used as examples too. John McEnroe, the tennis legend, struggled because of a fixed mindset nurtured by a pushy father and a blame-oriented coaching style. In contrast, Tiger Woods was raised with a strong work ethic and a focus on improvement. His parents supported his development, not just his image. This chapter also highlights teachers like Marva Collins and Jamie Escalante, who believed in their students' ability to grow and helped low achievers perform at incredibly high levels. These educators refused to lower standards. Instead, they provided tools and support to help kids reach them. Takeaway points: praise effort, strategies, and perseverance, not talent or outcomes. Help kids, students, or players believe they can improve, and you'll unlock their full potential. Chapter 8: Changing Mindsets. This final chapter is all about transformation. It answers the big question: can people really change their mindset? The answer is yes, but not through lectures or force. It starts with awareness and continues with small, repeated actions. One example is a student named Maggie who wanted to be a writer but never joined a writing class. Why? Because she feared she might not be naturally talented, and criticism would confirm she wasn't good enough. After learning about mindsets in class, she recognized her fear came from fixed belief. She enrolled in a writing course and started chasing her dream. Another is Jason, a student athlete at Columbia who used to think winning was everything. Losing felt like personal failure. But once he shifted to a growth mindset, he focused on learning while competing. He improved as both a player and a person. The chapter also introduces programs like Brainology, which help children shift their thinking about intelligence as something that can grow. These workshops teach that the brain is like a muscle. It strengthens with use. In one study, students who received growth mindset training improved their grades and motivation, while others plateaued. The author shares personal reflections too. How as a child, she felt overwhelmed by new challenges and froze instead of asking for help. With a fixed mindset, kids often interpret failure as a sign of being broken. Helping them shift this belief is one of the most meaningful changes we can make. Finally, the chapter emphasizes that this journey isn't perfect. Even people with a strong growth mindset fall into old thinking patterns. What matters is catching yourself and making the conscious choice to grow again. Takeaway points: you can change your mindset at any age. Start by noticing your self-talk and challenging limiting beliefs. Teaching others to grow begins with living the mindset yourself, one decision at a time. My learnings from this book are: you're not born smart or talented. You become that way. Every failure is feedback. Every challenge is a chance to grow. And the moment you start believing that your abilities can be developed, everything changes. That's the magic of a growth mindset. It turns "I can't" into "I can learn." It transforms obstacles into opportunities. And most importantly, it gives you the power to shape your future, one decision, one belief, one effort at a time. Here are a few powerful lessons to carry with you. Your mindset is not fixed. You can choose to grow, starting today. Praise the effort, not just the result. That's how real confidence is built. Embrace failure. It's not a sign of weakness. It's the path to mastery. If even one of these ideas lit a spark in you, imagine what applying them could do for your life. So if you're ready to keep growing, keep learning, and keep becoming the best version of yourself, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a mindset shift today. Thank you for listening. And remember, you're only one mindset away from a completely different life.